A message about taking our power back directly from Archangel Michael. Let's get into it for the week beginning December 3rd, 2018. Hello everyone, it's Michelle Patterson here with Angel Souls, and this is your weekly angelic message for the week beginning December 3rd, 2018. Before we get started, if you'd like to get a personal reading with me, go to my website, angelsouls444.com, the services tab. I am going to be recording a video that outlines how to get the reading, how to get the most out of the reading, and my process, which I have never spoken about before, ever. But I'm going to put that in a video and get that up for people. I will have that posted at my website as well. So if you decide that you want to get a reading, of course, all of the instructions are there in writing, but I'll have the video up there as well. Of course, if you'd like to go over to Gumroad and check out the monthlies and the year overviews, those are all there, including courses and meditations, which people have been asking about. They're all over at Gumroad. And lastly, there's so many things to talk about in the beginning of each of these videos, right? If you would like to support me on Patreon, I'll leave all that information down below. And a special thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. You make it possible for me to do these videos. So on to the message here. The first word we have is victimhood, which kind of threw me a little bit. I was like, where are we going with this? What changes are you willing to make? We see many of you accepting what you believe to be fates, right? And you have forgotten that your happiness is within your choices. There is much around you that could keep you low and forgetful. Your societies, the games, and yes, there are games, finances, sports, politics. We have said this before, and these are ideas imprinted upon this. I think this is supposed to be, these are ideas that are imprinted upon you, and this is how we run our lives. You know, what's the saying? Dog eat dog. It's a dog eat dog kind of world. And so, again, living in that defense mode all of the time. Where were we? What? Buy this, but then feel guilty for having done so. Pick a side, create an enemy. So I think they're talking about the culture that we have. You know, we have all these ads in our faces saying you need this, especially this time of year. You need this. You have to have this, you know. And then you have all these financial planner people out there who really, those commercials start popping up going, are you ready for your future? Are you going to be homeless when you retire? You know, it's all those things, and we get these conflicting messages, which keeps us unsteady. And when they talk about sports teams, sorry, sports fans, I'm not trying to not trying to step on your toes. I'm from Ohio. It's Buckeye country out there, okay? Everyone is a huge football fan, but I'm not trying to step on your toes. But there is something to that where it's like, you know, we have these rivalries. Actually, Ohio State, I went to Ohio State University, and I guess they just had a football game. Someone out there is going to be like, Michelle, are you for real? Are you really? I'm really not into football, even though I lived across the hall from Brutus Buckeye. Yes, I did. The guy who was the mascot, went to a game, did the whole thing. But there's a rivalry with Michigan, and that is such a serious rivalry that someone posted a child bawling, crying. He was emotionally wounded because his team lost. And that's where, when I saw that, I was like, okay, no, that poor baby, he is too young to be thrown into that. This is like traumatizing him, right? So be careful with that. But this is another way to distract us, for us to pick a side. Now you're my enemy. My parents drove me, I live in Northwest Ohio. My parents live in Northwest Ohio, and that's where I'm from originally, is what I'm trying to say. And they drive me to Detroit, to the airport. My dad had to take off his Ohio State jacket and put it in the trunk so that we didn't have any problems. I mean, that's going too far, right? Going way too far. We do that with politics as well. So that's, I think, what they're talking about here, is that you have this, or they're saying you have this society or this culture that forces you to be separate from your brothers and sisters, okay? Which then leads to lower frequency, it leads to fear, it leads to fighting, it leads to, feeling isolated, on and on. All right. It shall not be done. There was some force that came through with this. It shall not be done. Do not seek ways that you could be victimized, for this will put you in fear. So again, it kind of goes back to what I was saying in the first place. If we're living in defense mode all the time and, we're afraid of what's coming around, again, I'm right there with you guys. I'm right there with you. I wake up, I open my computer, and I don't know what I'm going to see. I make the mistake of checking my emails in the evening, and it's something that's very, very sad. And now I have to deal with it. Those kinds of things. We don't need to live in defense. We can handle whatever comes along. But if we start opening up to one another and we realize, okay, we're in this together, we're all going through similar things, I think, we'll get our strength back. We'll get our vibration raised, okay? Just trying to find my spot. Here we go. Rather, see how you are not alone, right? That's, we can work together. We can come together in peace. See how you can change this week. Here we go. Peace is the remedy. Start each day with a peace meditation and let your energy be even. All love, Archangel Michael. Okay? So I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I think we're just going to get on to the cards. All right, so let's see what else we have going on for the week of December 3rd, 2018. All right, that should do it right there. First card up, we have, wow, that... I don't know if you heard that. I forgot to turn off my other camera from the Autowrite. I went click. Sorry. This is Tanzanite. This is a very Archangel Michael kind of energy. And the card is clarity. And that's what this is talking about. A clarity on your perspective, right? So if we live in fear, it's gonna color how we respond. I'm the exact same way. When I have, something going on in my work, I'm always, I keep it very level. But I'm always in my head going, okay, is this person going to work with me, or is this going to pan out? Getting emails for opportunities. I'm always like, okay, let me ask questions before I agree to do this, kind of thing. And this Tanzanite card is saying, if you work from the place of peace, like Michael says, get up and do a peace meditation every morning. If you're coming from that place, you're going to see things about yourself. Now, if you're resisting that, you're going to have some problems. If you are willing and open and ready, you'll see those changes. The whole Autowrite was like, what changes can you make? And maybe your immediate response to that was, I don't know. Right? I don't know. Tell me. Which we're going to talk about in the video I said I was going to make about how to get an angel reading, because angels don't tell you how to live. Okay? They don't. That's one of their biggest rules, is to not interfere with our free will. So they will, though, help us get the clarity so that we can invoke our own free will and make good choices. Okay? Then we have Fairy Stone Fertility. Now, this talks about creating the next chapter of your life. This is taking charge and figuring out what it is that makes you happy and then going forward with that. Could this mean fertility solutions coming to some of you? Yeah. Work with Archangel Gabriel if you're working on that. But please remember that everyone's soul's contract is different. So if you are having, if you're like, does that mean I'll get pregnant? I don't know. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that so many people out there watching this video that you're going to get pregnant this week. But I mean, if you are having fertility issues, as I said, everyone's soul contract is different. And so if it's somewhere in your contract that you're supposed to have children later, or if it's not supposed to happen, or there's always that little soul that has to come in, right? And actually fertility readings, that's kind of one of the biggest things that I do, which is a little weird because free will, shifts and changes. And I could sit there and say, hey, the energy is good, but then you can go off and get fearful and then you're blocking it. So anyway, I get asked that a lot, but I always feel a little soul that is basically, coming in and saying, hey, when mommy and daddy stop fighting and learn how to work on their relationship, maybe I'll come in, And if not, they'll go to someone else. They'll find a vessel to come in, okay? Now, I also say that too with adoption. The soul will always find its way to you, all right? So no worries on that. But I think for most of us, it's about seeing our lives as fertile, seeing the potential, seeing what can grow, loving what is, that's becoming cliche because we say it all the time. But when we do love and accept what is, and we don't say, I'll be happy when, or get up every day and stress that, about what's not in place, instead of embracing what is in place and what is good, when we get into that nice flow, we can start creating new things for ourselves, okay? The next card is Brazilianite, flexibility. Be ready for shifts and changes. So this could be in a physical manner. This can also be ideas of yours being challenged, because if you get that clarity, there could be something coming through and you'd be like, oh, now I know how I really feel about that. I need to change course, or give people room to be who they are. And that kind of goes into that victimhood thing as well, because I know for me, I'll just give an example here. For me in the past, there have been times where people have, like I was working in a corporation, and there could be people who they're stressed out and they're taking their stress out on me. And of course, it's very easy to be like, hey, that's not fair. Don't take that out on me. I didn't do that. And as you know, I always say, set healthy boundaries. But then I found myself back then almost holding a grudge against that person, right? And being like, you know what? I am tired of how they talk to me, so on and so on. But in some cases, that was me just kind of twisting that around in my mind, because I was also stressed out as well. So it might have been like a perfect storm kind of scenario. But some people just, especially in that situation, the people that I was dealing with, they were just coming from their perspective, and they were communicating in a way that they're used to, and that's just how they communicate. And maybe I didn't realize that. Right? So let's be flexible. Again, give people room to be who they are. You stand up for yourself when you have to, if people are crossing a line with you, but definitely be flexible about events, things that you think you're supposed to do that week. Be very, very flexible with your schedule, okay? Because there could be opportunities coming up, especially since we have that fertility card. There could be something that is a very, very, what do I want to say? Again, we'll just use the word potential. There's a lot of potential in a project, or there's a lot of potential in an opportunity. Yeah. So don't get clamped down on it has to look like this, this, and this. Be open. All right. So then we have spirit quartz. I feel like this card keeps coming up. It's music. And just like I did this morning, I listened to cleansing music. So you can find that on YouTube. A lot of people have that out there. But this is talking about make sure that you are connecting to spirit by being in tune. Again, if you're in a low frequency, if you're not tuned up, then you're going to have moments that maybe are unpleasant. You're going to have stress. You're going to have moments where you feel lost, okay? So use that message to, if you want to incorporate some music, some very soothing, peaceful music. Be careful of what you listen to, right? If you want to incorporate that into your, I'm trying not to hit my microphone. I could do it up here. I still have a corded mic, as I always say. It's the one that works the best. I'm telling you. I don't even know what to say about it. Anyway, sorry. So just stay tuned up, have your frequency high. Now, this isn't to be above everyone else, but remember, when people are trying to come at you, or you do feel like you're ending up like a victim, right? You can cleanse your energy. You can shield. Archangel Michael came in, right, to protect and to give us clarity, all right? And then we'll be able to kind of, we'll be swift, right? We were talking about flexibility. So, when you're kind of cleansed of all of the gunky energy. You can make good decisions, as we've been saying, but you can also kind of work with other people who are also making decisions for themselves. Wow, we have this whole blue theme going on, right? Blue, activate your healing power. The number is 37. It's very much like this card right here. I love the image on there. But again, we can heal. We can heal not just ourselves, but we can heal our societies by getting a little straight on what's really going on here. You know, letting things go, right? Having a deep understanding. That clarity is going to bring the understanding, which then maybe brings peace to you and allows you to release it. Okay. And then you're going to start healing. You're going to start, let me feel this out, because, you know, we could sit here and say you're going to start healing and all of that, but let me get this. You're deciding what's worth it and what's not worth it. And that doesn't mean, oh, I'm going to rise above. See, that's one of the things that society, you know, people do. They're like, I'm just going to be the big person. I'm going to take the high road. It's so pretentious. It is. It is. And it's not really authentic because they're just saying the words. You can tell they're still mad. Look at body language. If they do this, I'm going to rise above. Yeah, you're not over it. You're trying to overlook it, but you're not over it, right? So that's not exactly what we're talking about here. Always authenticity, right? Process what's happening, get some clarity and understanding about what's really going on there, and from that place, be healed to move forward. Okay? So we're going to leave it there. I'm sending you so much love, and take care.